Hey there, it's Dr. Mary Barbera here for a live Q&A, autism Q&A. I'm also here to tell you a little bit about my new book that's coming out in 30 days from now, but it is available for pre-order at turnautismaround.com. So this book is a real labor of love for me. I wrote it in 2020 during the lockdown. But it is basically the book I needed years ago when my firstborn son, Lucas, was diagnosed with autism. If you're joining me, give me a comment if you could. That would help me know that you can hear me. And okay, so somebody is saying hello. Excellent. Thank you. If you have autism questions, I'll be on for a little bit and I would love to answer your questions. So put it right there in the comments and I will see if I can get to it. So I am Dr. Mary Barbera and I am here to answer autism questions. If you have any, I would love to answer a few questions. I have made a commitment to actually come on here live every day for the next 30 days until my book, Turn Autism Around, comes out. It will be coming out in hardback. It will be coming out on Kindle and on Audible. And I did read the book. It took me 4 days. It's going to really help a lot of people. I wrote the book. The title is Turn Autism Around, but the subtitle is An Action Guide for Parents of Young Children with Early Signs of Autism. And it's really written for parents of kids who may not be diagnosed with autism. Maybe they're showing speech delays. Maybe they're a sibling of a child with autism. Or maybe they have a cousin who has autism and you're just worried about some delays. Maybe they are your child is a preemie and you're concerned. So any of this the book could help. So if you are here, if you could leave me a comment. From Brazil, what does a pairing mean? Okay, excellent. I will definitely answer that. It is a common question and, okay. How is this book different than your earlier book? Excellent question. Okay, so let me talk about, this book, how it relates to my first book, The Verbal Behavior Approach, How to Teach Children with Autism and Related Disorders. My first book was published in 2007. This will be published in 2021. So there's a big difference, right? So in 2007, I had only been a behavior analyst for a few years, and Lucas was 10 years old. So from that point until now he's 24 years of age, I have been a registered nurse since the mid-'80s, a board-certified behavior analyst for almost 2 decades. I have learned a ton. I've also had the advantage of going around the world to speak to parents and professionals about this book. So this book is available in over a dozen languages. Like I said, I've traveled the world speaking about it. It is used as graduate level textbook. It's also easy to read for parents. What this book doesn't provide is an action guide for parents who don't have a diagnosis. And the rate of autism is now about 1 in 50. Back when my son Lucas was diagnosed, it was about 1 in 500. So radically different diagnoses, and making the fact that people are really waiting in line for diagnosis, evaluations, treatment. And so my first book was for professionals and parents who wanted to learn right alongside the professionals. talk a lot about MANs, TACs, interverbals, echoics, programming, data collection, those sorts of things. There is a chapter on potty training, but what happened in the years starting in 2015 when I created my first online course, and became basically an award-winning online marketer, is I really figured out how to get the message out. Instead of going door to door to clients or speaking internationally, I started to get my message out, and I had people take my course, both parents and professionals, from over 80 countries. And my most recent course is the toddler preschooler course. And about half of the participants do not have a child diagnosed with autism yet. They are waiting, worrying, and we provide strategies so that we can increase talking, decrease tantrums, get them eating better. There's a whole chapter on, 2 chapters on talking, 1 on reducing problem behaviors, 1 chapter called Is It Autism, ADHD, or Just a Speech Delay? There's a whole chapter on feeding, picky eating. There's a whole chapter on sleep, which is not in my first book at all. There's a whole chapter on potty training. There's a whole chapter on how to go to the doctor, dentist, haircuts, desensitization to aversive techniques. So there's so much more. My first book is still selling better than ever. It's still a great book. But this book is written really for lay people. There still is a lot of how to do an easy assessment, how to do an easy plan, and all the book resources. If there's an assessment in here, we're going to have book resource page. But right now you can pre-order the book, get all the pre-order bonuses, start with chapters 1 and 2, which are free if you join our book launch team. So you have to pre-order the book, and then you join our book launch team where you get all the bonuses, and that is at turnautismaround.com. So let me answer the question about pairing. So pairing is when we take something that is neutral, that the child doesn't like or dislike, like a shoebox, and we pair it up with things that the child likes. Like a piece of a cracker, or a sip of juice, or a video, or magnets that they really like to line up. So now all of a sudden we pair up the shoebox by putting these magnets that you really like inside the shoebox. Then this little shoebox and these magnets become a cause and effect toy. And we use simple, easy materials to make things that are previously neutral, or even things that aren't liked, like food. There's a food that your child cannot look at or taste, and we pair the food with a highly preferred food, and we get an expansion of diet. So that's a good example of pairing. So pairing is not a once and done thing. It's very much a part of what we do every day to increase the positive reinforcement to get more talking, less tantrums, and more skills within every area. Okay, so let me see. Lily Daisy is here. She's a top fan. How can I so there's questions. There's a couple questions about sleep. How can I get my child to sleep in bed without me? And it is somewhat complicated, although I struggled with sleep for 10 years before I implemented the 3 strategies in my book, in the sleep chapter. And I don't want to just give you 3 strategies because it's a little bit more complicated than that. I was already a behavior analyst for years. I had a lot going on in terms of good behavioral strategies in place already. But you can Google Mary Autism Sleep, listen to a sleep podcast, watch a sleep bonus video, and you can get some ideas. I also have a sleep guide, a free sleep guide, and a free potty training guide. So lots of information, not something I can answer, just like do this and you're good. But if you're willing to put in the time and the effort to learn, any behavior can be changed. Problem behaviors can go down, and good behaviors like language and learning skills can go up. Okay, so let us see. What does it mean? What does prompting mean? I'm in love with you and your courses. Excellent. Really helped me. Okay, so prompting means helping a child by giving them a little clue. So if I say, touch the phone, and I might give them a point prompt, like this is what I mean, phone. I might stick their hand on the phone, or maybe I want them to say phone, but they're not saying phone, but they can touch the phone. Or say I want them to answer, what is this? And I want them to say nose, and they can't. And I can't make a child say anything. So I might say, touch your nose, have the child touch his nose. Good, it's a nose, and try to get them to say nose. So prompting is giving them a clue. It doesn't have to be a physical prompt. And if it is a physical prompt, it needs to be very gentle. Helping a child tie his shoes, for instance, that might involve more. It's really tough to physically prompt a young child to tie. So if you can get like an imitation prompt or something that's less touching their hands, the better. So prompting is on a spectrum of different prompting methods, but we always want to be gentle with our prompts and be aware that prompts need to be faded. Okay, so it looks like I'm getting a ton of questions. Now, I did say that I am going to come on here every day for 30 days, basically to talk about my new book, to try to get you to pre-order, join our launch team. I need all the warriors I can to help me spread the word. This book is really going to change lives. Even if your child is older than 5 chronologically, real age, older than 5, if they still struggle with not being conversational, problem behaviors, have problems with eating, sleeping, potty training, going to the doctor, dentist, wearing a mask, getting a COVID test, any of those problems, it's in the book. And my books, my blogs, my podcasts can help you. So if you join our launch team, I would love to see you there. I am going to hop off now. I'm going to pop back on tomorrow at some point, and every day this month, the month of March, I'm going to come on, answer some more questions, and hopefully I'll see you here, and hopefully I'll see you in the private Facebook group for the launch team as well. So have a good night or a good day wherever you're listening to. I was on WGN TV today, so if you go to marybarbera.com/Facebook, I posted the link to the 5 or 6 minute interview I did today about my book. It went really well. Hoping to really spread the word, not just to parents of kids with autism, but parents of kids, any kids, that there's any delays, any worry that autism could be in the picture, or speech delays, early signs of ADHD, early signs of learning disabilities. You're worried because your child is a preemie, any of those things. The techniques that I'm sharing in this book can really just help you engage your child and your clients. If you're an early intervention professional, a daycare worker, a grandmother, anybody that wants to learn proven strategies to help kids in all areas, I would encourage you to pre-order the book and come join us on our launch team. So thanks a lot. I will see you here tomorrow night. Bye.